What's up? Mic check. Okay, Scorch Mo here, coming to you with another video. This is gonna be about a little bit about my story, about how I actually immigrated from Africa to Europe, how I came from Morocco to Spain. So I'm originally from Morocco, North Africa, and so when I was younger, when I was about 18 years old, I decided that I don't want to stay in my country anymore. I wanted to explore the world and see what's out there. At that time, I'm 34 years old right now. So at that time, things were a bit different. Things were a little bit different, and all the youth, all the generation, my generation at least, everybody wanted to leave Morocco, Africa. Everybody wanted to travel to Europe, to immigrate to Europe, to look for a better life or a better future, because everybody believed that the conditions there were not favorable for success or for a decent life. At least this is what everybody thought. This is that general idea between and I don't know, between people, between poor people, basically, like the common person. And so I was I was obviously affected by these ideas, and I wanted, of course, to explore the world and everything. So I don't know. So because my mother's family is from the north of Morocco. If you know Morocco, north of Morocco, there's Tangier, is the closest city to Spain. And so in that region, people speak Spanish. Understand Spanish a little bit. So I used to hear some words in Spanish. It was attractive to me. I wanted to know more about what is this language. It sounds so different. It sounds so different, and normally what is different to you sounds attractive. So you go for it. And so I decided I wanted to learn this language. I wanted to explore more about this language. And I started doing that. At the same time, I had some friends coming. They used to live in Spain. They were actually illegal immigrants. They went to Spain. They went to Spain as illegal immigrants. This is a crazy story, because these people literally risked their lives to travel to Spain. They would there is a big boats going out from Morocco's ports, transporting merchandise or transporting passengers. So they would hide in somewhere in the boat. I'm sorry about the noise. I'm here next to the street. So they would sneak into the port. They will dodge all the police and all the security, and they would climb to the boat somehow, to the big ship somehow, and they would hide somewhere there, either in the parking, under some car, or either in the air exits somewhere, next to the air exits, because these boats have a big air exits, and there's like chambers there where you can actually hide. And sometimes they would hide under a truck, and the truck is going into the ship, so they would hide under the truck before it comes to the ship outside the port, and they will hang in there until the truck goes in the port, goes in all the checking points, and on the ship. Once on the ship, they would get down and they would hide inside the ship somewhere, or just mix with passengers if they're not too dirty. Anyway, so I had some friends at that time that did this stuff, crazy stuff. Some of them go in like small boats from North Africa to South Spain, on some freaking boats, just by night, or risking their lives all the way there. It's crazy what people do, what people could do just to look for when they're desperate. Anyway, so I didn't take that route. Obviously, I was a little bit smarter. So obviously I was a student, so I used to study. I went to study Spanish. I went to school, normal school like everybody else. Then I decided to study Spanish. So the seed came to my head. This is what I want to talk to you about. When you put a seed in your head, it will always come into fruition, if you're patient and persistent enough. So that seed came to my head, and I put it in my head. I started, when these guys came, I used to like how the way they spoke to each other in Spanish, the words, the way they dressed, because everything was different about them. The way they dressed, they were so elegant, everything, because they brought clothes from there. And the type of merchandise at that time, at least, the clothes that they had, everything that these guys brought, they were inexistent in my home country. So it was so different. So everything was so different there, and so I was like, okay, I like this vibe. You know what I mean? These guys were like vibing, you know, and so what could I do? I'm not gonna risk my life to travel like that. There was no way I could do that. So what am I gonna do? I'm a student. So I found out that there is a way to go there as a student. As a student, I could go there as a student, but it was not as easy. I had to pass a test, language test. I had to learn the language, and I had to pass like the, what do you call it, bachillerato. It's like a test at the end of high school. They test you on all the subjects. Then if you pass that test, this test allows you, once you succeed, it allows you to go to access the university. So this test I did it already in Morocco, so I had access to Morocco's university, which I went to do, and I lasted there for a couple of months. I really didn't last that long. Yeah, I went to study biology. I just went there to study something because I really didn't know what to do with my life. I was so fucking lost. Anyways, but one thing I knew I wanted to go to Europe. I knew I wanted to go to Spain. I liked the language. I didn't want to go too deep into Europe. The cold countries, I fucking hate cold. I'm not gonna deal with that. So I said, you know what, Spain, still in Europe, still hot, nice climate, and nice weather. Everything is nice. Let's do that. So I figured out that there's this way I could do that. So I started searching. But the thing is, even if you succeed this test, which is you have to study another extra year, and it was hard work. You have to have certain conditions. They ask you certain things in order for them to give you the visa. As a resident of Morocco, to go there, they need some requirement. They ask you different things. The most important thing is that you have financial means to go there. It means that your family is going to send you there as a student, but your family has to have the means to maintain you while you're studying there. And they ask a certain amount of money. They ask you to prove to your father or your family, they ask you to prove that they have that certain amount of money. I don't come from a rich family. I come actually from a very humble family. My father was he worked for the government. My mother didn't work. So my father was the only source of income at that time, and he didn't make much. You know, we didn't make much. We lived like low middle class, and so we lived like a low middle class family. Obviously, hanging around with other middle class families, and for me at that time that was the norm. For me to see somebody who had money, who had like an expensive car or something, that was something out of normal, And so when you grow up in that certain environment, your mind is limited a little bit. It could get limited. It will absolutely be affected by what you see. Your mind is always affected by your environment. So anyways, long story short, nevertheless, I liked the idea. I started dreaming about that idea. I just decided inside I knew I wanted that, and I was just dreaming about it. I was excited about it, even though I didn't have the means to go there. There was no way. My father made a very small salary. There was no way they're gonna give us the visa to go there. They're gonna give me the visa to go there. So there was no way. It was just a dream. And but I kept it alive. So what did I do? I started studying Spanish language. I said, hey, this is what I want to go. I started studying the Spanish language. I started studying it. Then I talked to my father. I told him, yeah, this would be interesting. This would be very good. My father didn't say nothing, but he had something in mind. And my father was working with a guy, at that time he was working with a rich guy, and they were working on a project together. And so it happened that at the time that I wanted to apply for the visa, my father had money in his bank account because his business partner, they had like a, you know, he had sent them some money to his account to manage stuff. So he had like a big amount of money and in his account. It happened that at that time he had that money in the account, so he could prove that, hey, I have this account, it's full of money, so we're good. I can send my kid, I can maintain them, I can prove that that we're not I can maintain him there. So it was it just happened like that. It was luck, I know it was not luck. It was the universe lining up together and making it happen. So, but the idea is, the most important piece about all this is that I was dreaming about that. I was excited about that, and about traveling, about going, about living in Spain, about wearing the same clothes that these guys used to wear, about hanging out in the same places they used to go, speaking the language, feeling cool. So it happened. It happened, even though I didn't have the means to make it happen. I didn't know how to make it happen. I had no idea. It was a far dream at that time, from the place where I was, with the circumstances that I had at that time. Trust me, it was like mission impossible. There's no way that they're gonna accept you. Like, just to give you an idea, like from each 1,000 applications that the Spanish embassy receives in Morocco, they're gonna reject, I don't know, 950 of them. They're gonna be rejected. So it happened, and I came here as a student, and I started studying, and I managed to come here to live in the country where I wanted to live. So yeah, man, this is my story. This is how I came to Spain. I'm gonna be talking to you in other videos about different steps of my life, and so you can get to know me better, get to know my background, how my mindset has shifted through the years, and hopefully maybe we can draw some lessons from it, and can just get to know each other.